Mga katropa, samahan kami sa loob ng isang oras sa pagtalakay sa asenso, tagumpay, hinagpis, tuwa. Ilan lamang sa pagsasarawan ng mga kapatid nating overseas Filipino workers. Dito lamang sa palatuntunang Buhay OFW ngayon. Siyensya, teknolohiya at iba pa. Tumutok at matuto dito lamang sa inyong himpilan ng Katropa Radio, DWDD. Buhay OFW ngayon, siyensya, teknolohiya at iba pa.
Bayan ko na handa, ako ngayon'y nag-iisa, nais kong magbalik sa iyo, bayan ko, tatawarin mo ako, kung ako'y nagkamali sa landas.
Show on the road. So good morning everybody, my name is Sam O and I am your host for today. I also have the honor of welcoming all of you to today's press conference. We appreciate you being here so much and we're so excited that you could join us because today we are going to meet the first Filipino recipient of the prestigious MAHATMA MK Gandhi Prize for Nonviolent Peace. And we're all going to hear how that came to be. Awarded by the MAHATMA MK Gandhi Foundation for Nonviolent Peace, this prize is given annually to individuals who have made significant contributions in the field of propagating peace, science, education, and culture throughout the world. Among the previous awardees were Jimmy Carter, Margaret Thatcher, Nelson Mandela, Mikhail Gorbachev, and Chairman Lee Man-hee of HWPL. And yes, the first Filipino recipient is sitting right in front of you. So let me start by briefly introducing him to you. Medyo mamaya pa po ang aking bonggang-bonggang introduction sa kanya. But Dr. Ronald L. ADAMAT is currently a commissioner of the Commission on Higher Education, or CHED. He is an educator, a peace advocate, indigenous people's rights advocate, politician, author, and composer. He wears many hats, obviously. Our champion for peace and man of the hour, Dr. Ronald L. ADAMAT. Also with him, here in front, are Dr. Julieta Paras. She is the director of CHED NCR. Ma'am, would you like to stand and be recognized? We also have Dr. Max Guillermo. He is the president of Tarlac Agricultural University. Hello, sir. And we also have with us the Chief Branch Manager of HWPL Philippines, Mr. John Romel T. Garces. Now, speaking of HWPL and Commissioner ADAMAT have been working hand in hand for the promotion of peace and education and its integration in the education system of the Philippines. And I'm sure Sir Romel would love to welcome all of you. So please help me welcome him as well, Mr. John Romel Garces.
So to start with, I will be opening this press con with my opening statement. So greetings of peace, everyone. I am John Romel Garces, the Chief Branch Manager of the Heavenly Culture World Peace Restoration of Life, or for short, HWPL. So we have been partnered with Commissioner ADAMAT for over more than 5 years now, if I'm not mistaken. So, but first, before I begin, I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to CHED Commissioner, our champion of peace, also the chairman of the Volunteer Individuals for Peace, or VIP, Dr. Ronald ADAMAT, the man of the hour. Good morning. And also with us, Dr. Julieta Paras, the CHED NCR Director. Good morning, Dr. Jen. And Dr. Max Guillermo, President of Tarlac Agricultural University. So we are gathered here today to celebrate the first Filipino recipient of the Mahatma M.K. Gandhi Prize for Nonviolent Peace. Com, your contribution for peace is now being recognized globally, and we are honored to be partners with you, with the VIP, and with the Commission on Higher Education, with this noble endeavor. I would like to start with sharing how this partnership with ADAMAT came to be. A year after the foundation of HWPL in 2013, it expanded to the Philippines by 2014. And January 24, 2014, Chairman Lee Man-hee, the founding chairman of HWPL, initiated a civilian peace agreement in Mindanao between Archbishop Emeritus Fernando Capalla and Honorable Ismael Mangudadatu. Later on, the agreement was known as the Mindanao Peace Agreement. Since then, HWPL have been launching its peace activities, including the establishment of Peace Monument marker in the Moro Islamic Liberation Camp Darapanan, and the proclamation of January 24 as Day of Peace. On September 18, 2017, Dr. Ronald ADAMAT attended the Global Peace Summit in the Republic of Korea. That's the first time we met him. And immediately, he embraced the peace initiatives of HWPL, particularly the peace education. And in 2018, January 23, HWPL and the Commission on Higher Education officially entered into a partnership through a Memorandum of Agreement. In the following year, Dr. ADAMAT launched the Volunteer Individuals for Peace, that was February 2019, in Philippine Sports Stadium, Bulacan. By April 2019, CHED issued the Memorandum Order Number 1, Series of 2019, mandating all higher educational institutions to integrate peace education studies, and CHED Memorandum Order Number 2, Indigenous Peoples Education, into the higher education curricula. Through his recommendation, HWPL became part of the technical working group making the national framework for peace education in 2021. So from 2019 up to 2022, HWPL conducted peace education capacity building program that capacitated 2,551 educators, both under CHED and the Department of Education. Currently, there are 36 educational institutions engaged with HWPL. Our man of the hour, Dr. Ronald ADAMAT, has become our keynote speakers in all of our major events, including international and local events. And by January 24, 2021, Commissioner ADAMAT proposed January 24 as a National Day of Peace, also known as Tuesday, a working holiday in the Philippines to commemorate how Filipino will unite for peace. Dr. Ronald ADAMAT attended the first unveiling ceremony of a peace monument inside the school campus in Sinaloan Integrated National High School in February 2022 this year. This gave birth to the idea of the establishment of peace monuments, peace markers inside the school campuses, starting with the state colleges and universities under his supervision. Because of Dr. ADAMAT's impact and valuable contribution in peace in the Philippines and abroad, Chairman Lee Man-hee of HWPL, an awardee of Mahatma Gandhi, M.K. Gandhi for Nonviolent Peace in 2016, nominated Dr. Ronald ADAMAT. And on March 27, 2022, he was chosen as the recipient of the Mahatma M.K. Gandhi Award for Nonviolent Peace among the 258 nominees from around the world, and became the first Filipino to receive the prestigious award. This milestone is indeed meaningful and is worthy to be celebrated because it is a proof that our peace movement in the Philippines is being recognized. We are deeply inspired by Commissioner ADAMAT's tireless effort and passion for peace. As a peace educator and an advocate of many things, I know that we will be able to contribute more to peace. So for CHED, VIP, and HWPL, Mabuhay po. Ayun. Maraming salamat po. Now we will be watching the video recorded awarding ceremony of the Mahatma MK Gandhi Award last March 27. And also, congratulatory messages from different personalities. So, let's watch a short video presentation.
Now present Mahatma MK Gandhi Prize Award for 2020 to Honorable DR.RONALD THERRY, CHED Commissioner, Government of Philippines, who worked throughout his life and working till today for peace and education.
Send a message of congratulations to Commissioner Dr. Ronald ADAMAT for his having received the Mahatma Gandhi
Are we gonna leave that as a cliffhanger? The congratulatory message. Okay, so yeah, we just saw a short video of the online awarding of this prize, and the recording itself is, you know, overwhelming already. You make us so proud. So, Sir Romel and Commissioner ADAMAT, would you like to come forward and let's have the actual handing over of the prize, ladies and gentlemen. This is a big moment. May unveiling po ba tayo, Sir Romel? I-unveil po natin.
Ulo.
Reenactment, again.
Kuya, po naman po kayo. Uy, cellphone mo. Ulo, may camera. Uy, baba mo yung cellphone mo.
Okay, everyone ready?
Yung iba po naka-live eh. Uy, naku. Pwede po ba yung kayo? Okay.
Okay, are we ready?
Kuya, yung upo po, please. Para pa kaya, cellphone. Kita pa po kayo eh. Kuya, ulo. Baba lang yung cellphone, baba.
1, 2, 3. Let's unveil the Mahatma MK Gandhi Prize for Non-Violent Peace. Ladies and gentlemen.
Uy, tingin na lang po siya.
Nice big smiles, everyone. Once again, Commissioner ADAMAT is the first Filipino recipient of this prestigious award. Joining right now are Sir Romel Garces, Commissioner of Philippines, Dr. Brianna Parasco, Chan NCR, and Dr. Max Guillermo, President of Tarlac University, and they are serving as witnesses to this awarding, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, let's give it this moment. Congratulations once again to Commissioner Ronald for this wonderful award. Applause, everyone! No? Okay. Maybe one naman po. Okay.
One more round of applause, please.
One more round of applause! Congratulations again, and thank you so much, Commissioner ADAMAT, for bringing honor to this country with the noble work of peace that you do. You make us so proud. And we hear that there are a few other people whom some of you may know that are also very happy for you and your achievement. We got a little peek into the congratulatory messages that are prepared for you. So ladies and gentlemen, let's all watch this.
I would like to send a message of congratulations to Commissioner Dr. Ronald Adamar, who is having received the Mahatma Gandhi Non-Violent Peace Award. This is a significant recognition of a lifetime of work. And we bring to the Philippines more pride and more glory from all that you have done. Well done. Congratulations. And thank you for making Filipinos proud once more for one of us in your achievements.
Mabuhay ang Maria. Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. I would like to congratulate Dr. Roland L. ADAMAT, one of our commissioners for the Commission on Higher Education, for being recipient of the 2020 Mahatma Gandhi Prize for Nonviolent Peace. We commend Dr. ADAMAT for being the first Filipino to receive this award and for his tireless effort in propagating peace and service, seeking to incorporate peace education into the higher education curriculum. It is our hope that his work inspires many others to be just as steadfast in spreading peace and hope across generations. Let us work together to create a better future for all. May this award further foster your vocation in educating young minds of peace building and creating prosperous communities. Again, congratulations at maraming salamat.
On behalf of the Commission on Higher Education, I would like to congratulate our own Commissioner Ronald ADAMAT for being a recipient of the prestigious 2020 Mahatma Gandhi Prize for Nonviolent Peace. This award is also an award given to the Commission on Higher Education and to the Philippines as a country, as you join the prestigious list of dignitaries that have been recognized for pushing and continuing their quest for peace. Congratulations for Ronald, mabuhay ang misyon, mabuhay ang kapayapaan, hindi lamang sa Pilipinas, kundi sa buong.
하늘나라 세계 평화통일 대표 이만희입니다. 오늘 뜻깊은 평화상을 수여하고 세계 평화에 대한 이야기를 나눌 수 있는 장을 마련해 주신 마하트마 간디 폭력 평화 재단의 축하의 말씀 전합니다. 마하트마 간디 이 폭력 평화 재단은 인도의 아버지라고 불리는 마하트마 간디의 고한 평화의 정신을 기념합니다. 세계 여러 분야에서 인류의 평화에 이바지한 분들에게 그 상을 수여해 왔다고 들었습니다. 참 귀한 일을 하고 계십니다. 평화는 지구촌의 생명 가진 모든 이들이 누려야 할 권리이자 모두가 이루고 지켜야 할 최고의 가치입니다. 세상의 모든 생명들이 평화로운 세상에서 살아가며 사는 것이야말로 하나님의 진정한 것입니다. 그러나 지금 이 순간에도 지구촌 곳곳에서 분쟁과 전쟁으로 인해 귀한 생명들이 사라지고 있습니다. 똑같은 청년들이 의미 없이 목숨을 잃고 그 가족들은 피눈물을 흘리고 있습니다. 이제 전쟁은 그만해야 합니다. 이제 의미 없는 싸움은 그만해야 합니다. 특별히 오늘 이 자리에 모인 분들은 누구보다도 세계의 평화를 원하고 평화를 위해 각 분야에서 노력하고 계신 분들입니다. 여러분들의 노력과 오늘 나누는 평화에 대한 이야기가 진정한 문화 정착으로 이어지기를 간절히 바랍니다. 특별히 오늘 마하타마 간디 비폭력 평화상을 수상하시는 분들은 사세관과 평화와 활동을 적극적으로 함께 해주신 분들입니다. 평화를 사랑하는 그 마음과 누구의 감사를 드립니다. 아다맛 아시님 축하드립니다.
Alright, congratulatory messages from the President-elect Bongbong Marcos, Vice President-elect Sara Duterte, Chairperson Buhay III, and Chairman Lee of HWPL. Well-deserved, heartfelt congratulations to you, Commissioner ADAMAT. And at this point, we'd love to hear what you have to say. So here we go. Let's finally, formally introduce you. Dr. Ronald L. ADAMAT is one of the commissioners of the Commission on Higher Education, and he has been since 2016. He obtained a doctorate degree in Peace and Development, Master in Public Administration, and Bachelor of Science in Education. He also served as Congressman of the 10th Congress, where he was one of the principal authors of Republic Act 8371, or the Indigenous Peoples' Rights Act of 1997, and Republic Act 6734, or the Organic Act for the Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao. He was known as a champion for peace, being recognized and lauded for his contribution as the main proponent for the integration of peace education into the higher education curricula as per CHED Memorandum Order Number 1, Series of 2019, working side by side with HWPL. He established the Volunteer Individuals for Peace Incorporated, or VIP, a non-government organization dedicated to peace works in his desire to promote the culture of peace and non-violence. Please help me welcome Philippines Champion for Peace, THERRY from UP Maguindanao, and the first Filipino recipient of the Mahatma M.K. Gandhi Prize for Nonviolent Peace, Dr. Ronald L. ADAMAT.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Feel Buwan Lumego Metruana, a simple Teruray way of greeting you good morning. My greetings to Mr. John Romel Garces, Chief Branch Manager of HWPL Philippines, and to Director Julieta Paras, the CHED Regional Director for NCR, and to the President of Tarlac Agricultural University, the immediate past President of Pasok Region 3, Dr. Max Guillermo, and of course to all the presidents around who are all peace advocates, namely Dr. Manuel Buhay of the Polytechnic University of the Philippines, the biggest university in the Philippines, and Dr. Eugenia Yanko of Rizal Technological University, and to Dr. Jameson Tan, President of Bulacan Agricultural State College, and Commodore Joel Abutan, the Superintendent of the PMMA, Philippine Merchant Marine Academy, and to Dr. Anita David, President of Pampanga State Agricultural University, and to Dr. Arnold Velasco, President of Tarlac State University. And of course, nandyan din ang si Dr. Greg Rodis, President of BPSU, and Dr. Edith Pillo, Doctor of IRIS. I'm the President of IRIS. So we are in full force
And rest assured that these are all peace advocates. And to the media this morning, inulit ko, magandang umaga sa inyo. As it was introduced earlier on, I am DR.RONALD, Commissioner of the Commission on Higher Education, and Duray from UPI, Maguindanao, and a former congressman representing the indigenous people sector in the 10th Congress. I am an educator, author, composer, actor, movie director, and a peace advocate 100%. I am now an active member of the Partido Federal ng Pilipinas in charge of education, peace, and IP concerns. And presently also the National Advisor for Education, Peace, and Good Governance of the Kilusang Bagong Lipunan, or KBL. I am also proud to say that I was a full scholar under the first batch of the COCOFED, which we call COCOFED team, Teachers Education Assistance for Mindanao. This program, or scholarship program, was the flagship program for education by then President Ferdinand E. Marcos, the father of our President-elect Bongbong Marcos. That benefited thousands of students like me who belong to the marginalized sectors. Just very recently, I was recipient to the prestigious MAHATMA Prize for Non-Violent Peace, which is the actual turnover of the trophy this morning, the only Filipino to have received such distinction. This is the very reason why we are all here this morning. Foremostly, I'd like to express my sincerest gratitude to the MK Foundation for finally recognizing my advocacy on peace, which I have been doing untiringly and with undying commitment for decades. I am also grateful to the leadership of HWPL, or the Heavenly World Peace Restoration of Lights Chairman Man-Hee Lee. Without his blessings, my nomination and subsequent conferment of the MAHATMA Prize for Non-Violent Peace Award 2020 may not have happened. Thank you to our media coordinator, Bernard Minosa Jr., and to all the media representatives who are here to witness and record the actual Peace Award turnover by the HWPL. Thank you to my friends and fellow peace advocates from the Volunteer Individuals for Peace, or VIP, who have been my support group, and they are here today in the persons of the presidents of state universities and colleges from Region 3, from NCR, and other parts of the country, who in their personal capacity have come here to share with us their precious time. Thank you to my family, to the source of my inspiration, and my strength. Thank you to my hard-working staff all here, led by my chief of staff and longtime friend, Reverend Albert A. Andusa. Today, I'd like us to remember one of the most celebrated peace icons of the world and the greatest influencer of my life, Mahatma Gandhi, who said, and I quote, "Be the change you wish to see in the world. unquote. And before all of you this morning, I should say that I am so humbled to accept the Mahatma M.K. Gandhi Prize for Nonviolent Peace Award, the actual award itself. I am also honored because I have put our country in the back of those who have produced the few great men and women that were conferred this award. The likes of Margaret Thatcher, Britain, Jimmy Carter, USA, Nelson Mandela, South Africa, Mikhail Gorbachev, USSR, S.D. Sharma, India, Sheikh Shahina, Bangladesh, Javier Perez de Cuellar, Kurt Waldheim, K.R. Narayanan, R. Venkataraman, Bustos Gali, Joseph Werner Reed, Dr. Yang Sing-Chu, Chairman Mandil Lee, and Alexander Kim Kimmel, who all believe that non-violent peace throughout the world can be achieved. These people believe that we could change the world into a better place for all of us. As what Mahatma Gandhi said, if we could change ourselves, the tendencies in the world would also change. With this Peace Award, I now challenge all of you to work for peace, to give time to peace. As my quote goes, investing in education and peace is investing for the future. I remember that during the campaign period prior to the May 9, 2022 elections, I was approached by some of the closest supporters of President-elect BBM who requested me to submit my proposal of a 10-point higher education agenda under a BBM presidency. Without any hesitation, I immediately went to work and came up with a roadmap for higher education, which I named BBM-SD. In actuality, this means Bongbong Marcos Sara Duterte. But the other meaning for it is, it stands for Build, Bind, Minds for Sustainable Development. This 10-point agenda is focused on addressing the country's human resources needs, developing globally competent professionals and lifelong learning with a niche in both local and global markets. And this learning infrastructure in the new normal should establish state-of-the-art facilities for higher education, sustain flexible learning, post-pandemic, strengthen distant and transnational education, and recognize emerging new learning platforms. I knew it was a privilege for me to develop the BBM-SD, which subsequently found its way to BBM's heart and thus was approved and gained media attention. The BBM-SD could be a standalone higher education framework once BBM begins its administration in July this year, or it could be complementary to existing GED programs. Also, I am presently developing the roadmap to national unity under a Marcos presidency, which I call Peace Makes One Nation, One Future. Or even better to say, Peace Builds One Nation, One Future. I firmly believe that over anything else, a proclamation of a National Peace Day or Truce Day by President BBM will herald the Marcos administration's commitment to unite this divided nation and bring about a healing presidency for all peoples that will result in national development and make this country great again. So if I were to appeal or request to President BBM, that is for him to proclaim the National Peace Day or Truce Day, or it can also be a day for humility. If given the chance, I will continue to serve under the BBM administration, so I could champion the BBM as the 10-point higher and the National Unity Program through peace. Thus, I am hopeful and confident that under the new administration, our higher education framework shall be defined by the BBM SD that includes inclusivity and accessibility to quality higher education, indigenous people's education, peace education, gender mainstreaming in the academic community, expanding resources for scholarships, advancing overseas Filipino workers, qualifications for global recognition, increasing employment opportunities, labor productivity, student mobility, and admission policies incorporated in affirmative action programs for those coming from the marginalized sectors. My almost 6 years in jail has led me to introduce several reforms in higher education, and I believe I could still best serve the BBM presidency in any capacity. As Commissioner, I supported the passage of Republic Act 10931, otherwise as the Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education Act, and actively promoted an affirmative action program that was subsequently adopted by the Commission on Higher Education to open opportunities for wider accessibility and inclusivity of quality tertiary education to indigent and marginalized but deserving young people, including those from the indigenous peoples, for admission to state university colleges, including private higher education institutions. I hope also, or I have also helped address the problems, issues confronting private higher education sector concerning their recognition and program accreditation, mainly because I believe that they are our government's partners in bringing quality tertiary education to our people. As governing board of chair of 25 state universities and colleges, I have kept my resolve to instill transparency and good governance in order to cut red tape and improve fiscal administration. As chair, I was the one who integrated or initiated and authored the integration of peace and indigenous people studies into the tertiary education curricula that resulted in the approval of CMO number 1 and CMO number 2 respectively, the integration of peace and indigenous people's studies or education into the higher education curricula. Further, I am currently working for the establishment of a National Agriculture and Food Security Academy, or NAPSA, which will aim to further train and encourage our country's agriculture and food security practitioners, professionals, and experts to become scientists who will use their knowledge in putting the country back in the global map of agriculture and food heavens, just like that of what President Ferdinand T. Marcos did when he was president of this republic. I am also pursuing the adoption of seamless career pathways and academic progression wherein the Marcos presidency shall establish the Philippine Qualification Authority and Lifelong Learning Center that shall implement a credit transfer system in priority disciplines, enhance ladderized education programs, and expand the recognition of prior learning. This would provide our Filipino overseas workers who serve as domestic helpers, employees, and laborers and have developed expertise in their respective fields of work but without academic credentials the opportunity to earn their respective degrees. I am likewise developing a concept of a United Nations of Indigenous Peoples Philippines, or UNIP. It shall be composed of the different Filipino indigenous peoples or tribes that shall be recognized as IP nations. I shall protect the interests and rights of its members that involve IP empowerment, self-determination, and self-governance. Indigenous peoples groups shall be accepted in the unit because they have all the elements that would qualify them to become a nation. People, territory, political system, and cultural identity. The unit shall strengthen and highlight or heighten the political or the potential of indigenous peoples as partners in peace and nation building. But my peace advocacy does not end here today with this peace award. Why? Because I am happy to report to you that as Commissioner and Governing Board Chair, 25 state universities and colleges, I was able to receive their support to establish peace monuments inside their campuses. So hopefully, we can establish peace monuments in all higher education institution campuses throughout the country. I have also received their support to establish peace clubs among students of HCIs because I believe that the students are the bedrock of peace. I have also conceptualized the conduct of peace competitions among universities, especially among the students, in the form of songs, poetry, visual arts, etc. And we'll have a regional competition, and whoever emerges as winner at the regional level will be an entry to the national level. Lastly, I am now preparing my peace team to hold a national peace convention sometime in October of this year. Before I end, maybe I forgot one peace advocate in the person of Anthony Sua, the Vice President of Universidad DWDD. He's over there. With all of this, I say now, which is one I'd like to share with you, one of my favorite quotes in peace, which runs this way. Let's declare peace as a pandemic. Infect people not to rest in peace, but to live in peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Commissioner ADAMAT, once again, and for that heartfelt message and sharing with us all of these exciting plans that you have made. We're looking forward to seeing how all of that will unfold. And with that, I think it's time for us to now open the floor to questions from the press. If you have any questions, please feel free to come forward. Bilang nandito po ang ating microphone. So as you make your way here, let's do our first round of raffle prizes. We have these shirts to give away with Commissioner ADAMAT in front. All of us are going to wear this with pride now, obviously, right? So can we have the raffle box, please? Yes. And our friends from the media, please feel free to come forward and ask your questions. We have 5 winners for the shirt. And I have numbers here, so you all have stubs, I'm assuming, right? Number 47. 47. Ayan, meron na po tayong winner. Congratulations. Number 18. Mr. Henson Valera of Philippine Star. Congratulations po. You can claim your prize mamaya po on your way out. Number 18, we have Miss Laika Longkop. I think this is Miss Laika Longkop. And number 53. Number 53 is Miss Edita Hilio from Iris. I think this is Iris. Congratulations po. 23. Number 23 is Art Son from Saksi. Wala siya. Andiyan siya. One more. Wait, number 1. Early bird deserves a prize. Number 1. THERRY ALPA of DWDD AFP Radio. Congratulations. And thank you so much po for being here. Okay, our friends from the media. Yes, sir, please.
Good afternoon. Good morning. I'm Gane Oro from PTV People's Television Network. First and foremost, congratulations, Congressman Dr. Ronald ADAMAT, for the prestigious award. My question is, have you expected this award? And before this, so you said that you're the only Filipino who received that award. How many awards do you have? Aside from these your previous achievements, Doctor?
Thank you, Danny. Good morning. Basically, I did not really expect this award. When I received this award via Zoom way back last March 27, I told, I stated my message that it's unreal. It's unreal. I cannot believe it. But since it's already there, it's a welcome development, and I am very, very grateful to receive this award. Not only of the Mahatma Gandhi Prize for Nonviolent Peace Foundation, but also of HWPL, who nominated me. Now, talking about my previous awards that I have received, number 1, in 2001, I was an outstanding THERRY leader from a community in the municipality of Upi on the field of public administration. And in 2005, I am also a recipient of the Presidential Medal of Merit given by then President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. And I think in 2019, I was awarded the highest award the Polytechnic University of the Philippines can award, the Tanglaw ng Bayan Award. So PUP is here. And of course, this award today, and I hope this is not the last.
Yeah, Doctor, for the young generation, which is the millennial ngayon, no? Some of them hindi kilala si Mahatma Gandhi. And then your award is given for your achievements, no? Marami kasi ngayon na nagpe-Facebook, nag-YouTube, and then sa social media na hindi nila alam ang importance nitong awards na ito. How can you transcribe that? And how can you give the message to the young people, the young generation, para putularan yung mga ginawa nyo and ano ang significance nito para sa next generation?
Well, first of all, the Mahatma Gandhi or Mahatma Gandhi as a person is a hero in India because of his non-violent peace initiative. If you can remember, he was the one who liberated India and was known throughout the world for that. So that's why they established the Mahatma Gandhi Foundation, recognizing the initiatives of people whose initiatives are almost at par with what Mahatma Gandhi did. Now, what is the implication of this? It has a very far-reaching implication, because if you look around us, we see war. So many people are talking about peace, but only few of them are doing it. Now here in the Philippines, I am glad and proud to say that as a peace advocate, I was able to convince the Commission on Higher Education to integrate peace education into the curriculum. I believe that, and aside from that, most of the schools I have now have agreed to establish peace clubs among students, because the way forward in the promotion of peace is through education. And if you talk of education, foremostly we are dealing with youngsters, we are dealing with students. If at the early stage of their life, peace values, culture of peace are embedded in their hearts and their soul, and that as they step out of their portals of their alma mater, they can bring these values as they become part and member of the workforce of our country. So that would be a very important values and discipline that we can give to our youngsters, who will eventually the leaders of our nation. If our leaders of our nation has that values of peace embedded in their heart, we can be assured that maybe if not totally eradicated, criminality will be wiped out, corruption will be wiped out, maybe drug addiction will be eliminated, etc., etc. So these are the importance and the far-reaching significance of this award that I can share to the Filipino people through non-violent acts.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, Dr. ADAMAT. I'm Alex Lagi of DWDD Radio. I have a question, Doc. Do you have any plans to have a negotiate with this bondage? We call it Abu Sayyaf in Mindanao. Because I'm from Mindanao.
As to the desire, of course, why not? But whether I am the right person to negotiate with them is another thing. Because maybe if I'm being tapped by the government, just as what the Macapagal Arroyo did in 2010 or 8, of which I was a member of the GRP Peace Panel for talks with the MILF, and I can also do that with the Abu Sayyaf if the government will tap my services, especially my expertise on peace negotiation. So I'm more than willing to offer my expertise and my services to that effect. Thank you.
Do we have any more questions from the press? Yes?
Good morning, Commissioner, and congratulations po. At pati na rin sa SWPL kay Sir Romel. Commissioner, kung papalarin, kayo po ay talagang peace advocate since from the start eh. Kung papalarin, ano po, saan po kayo nababagay na departamento ng government during this PBBM term?
You are putting me on the spot. No, thank you for that. Right now, I'm still a commissioner of the Commission on Higher Education. And I have a term. We in the Commission have terms. And I still have to finish my term as a commissioner. But in case, God willing, if the administration of BBM thought of putting me somewhere else, well, I'm ready to accept the challenge if in case. Thank you very much.
Any more questions po from the press? Maybe we can also ask Doc Paras and Doc Guillermo for a very short statements, since you are here in front, a message maybe for Commissioner Adamat before we wrap the Q&A portion.
Okay. Thank you. I'd like to again congratulate Commissioner Adamat for this award. Okay, this is such a milestone in your career. Okay. We at the Commission on Higher Education are truly proud of what you have accomplished. This just signifies that the value of peace education, okay, especially in the higher education. May you continue, Commissioner, to inspire us, okay, to do more peace education initiatives, and may we be able to rally all the higher education institutions in the Philippines to engage in peace education initiatives. Congrats po.
Thank you very much, Doc Paras. What about Doc Guillermo? Yes.
Yes, good morning everyone. On behalf of the state universities and colleges who are here this morning, also especially from Central Luzon, the state universities and colleges of Central Luzon, would like to congratulate once again our Commissioner Ronald for the check for being the first Filipino recipient of the Mahatma Gandhi Non-Violent Peace Award. Dr. Adamat has been our chairman for the past many years already in the board. And what we are happy about, she was the author of the initiation or the integration of the peace education, as well as indigenous education in all the curriculum in the higher education institutions. We are very happy for that, sir. And lately, the Board of Regents also approved the installation of peace markers or peace monuments in the campus, and likewise the establishment or development of peace clubs, especially among students. That will always remind us, inspire us to continue the advocacy of Commissioner Adamat of the need to maintain, sustain peace in the campuses, because we believe too that peace is a very crucial ingredient in any kind of development, particularly in achieving quality education. After all, without peace, any development will be elusive. So again, on behalf of the SOCAR here this morning, sir, we are very glad and we congratulate you and celebrate with you for this Lifetime Achievement Award. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you so much, Dr. Guillermo. Okay, so yes, we have a question. Please.
Happy morning, Mr. Horizon Chaser po ng DWDD. Doc, paano po kayo humugot para gawin niyo po ito at meron kayong inspirasyon? Saan po kayo kumukuha ng inspirasyon? Thank you.
Thank you for that question. Good lines.
Yan kasi ngayon ang Doc.
Yeah. Napakahabang kwento. Sa totoo lang, without you knowing it, I belong to a poor family. As I've said, from Etluray, you might not know that tribe, somewhere in Mindanao, Maguindanao province. Nung ako'y maliit pa, napakalayo ng eskwelahan sa amin. We have to walk 3 kilometers to school barefooted without the benefit of wearing a pair of slippers. My first taste of wearing a pair of slippers was in grade 6, right before graduation. So noon, napag-isipan ko na ganito na lang ba ang buhay namin sa probinsya. Nakikita ko yung mga kapatid ko nagsusumikap na nag-aral din. At doon ako nakapag-isip na nakikita ko yung mga tao na may mga pinag-aralan, may mga posisyon kung saan-saan sa gobyerno, mga guro, etc. etc. So, naitanim ko sa puso't kaluluwa ko, kaisipan, na edukasyon pala ay napaka-importante. Because education is a great equalizer, a great neutralizer. So, true enough, nagsumikap ako, nakapagtapos, pero kung wala yung mga scholarship programs ni Ferdinand Marcos, President Ferdinand Marcos, hindi ako nakaupo dito ngayon. Because hindi ako magiging awardee ng mga award na to. So, when I was in college, I was a student leader. Tapos, I came across the name MAHATMA Gandhi, who is a champion of non-violent peace. And when I read through his biography, I came across one of his very touching quotes, which really influenced my life, which runs this way. I quote it in my speech: be the change you wish to see in this world. Now, as I've said, I came from a poor family. No one can ever help me better except myself. So, naging inspiration ko yun para baguhin ko yung buhay ko, and hopefully, I can change the lives of other people kung makikita nila yung mga ginagawa ko at may-inspire sila. So, doon na, tuloy-tuloy na yung advocacy ko hanggang college, held so many positions in government. I almost served all the presidents already in this country. Naging member ako ng Regional Consultative Commission. We drafted the Organic Act for the Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao, whose objective is also to address the decades-long problems in Mindanao. So, naging congressman ako at naging isa sa principal authors ng Republic Act 8371 or IPRA, which was known as a Magna Carta for peace and development, for peace, for the indigenous peoples. So, naging membro ako ng GRPP's panel for talks with the MILF. And the rest is history until chair, na-integrate ko, etc., etc. So, those are the things na consciously or unconsciously nangyayari sa buhay ko. At doon ako masaya. Doon ako masaya. Kaya hanggang ngayon, tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung advocacy ko for this.
Okay, Thank you so much po. Pero last na lang po talaga. Doc, kung ako magbibigay ng award sa'yo, ano pang i-award na babagay sa'yo? And then, so paano po yung, sa tingin mo po na kaya nyo pang gawin bukod sa pagiging peacemaker? Thank you.
Kung sa award, siguro ang award na hindi material, siguro prayers na lang para sa akin that I'll still have the strength to continue my advocacy for peace. So I need your prayers for that. Then yung kaya kong gawin, let's cross the bridge when we get there. Tignan na lang natin later, after 10 years, kung ano pang nagawa ko. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Oh yes, we have another question. Okay.
I think this important question. Ano message niyo po kay incoming DepEd Secretary at Vice President Sara Duterte? And anong comment niyo sa request ng iba o suggest ng iba na baguhin ang history ng Pilipinas?
It's very difficult to extend an advice to a vice president-elect. I know he has all the necessary qualification and expertise to become the next DepEd Secretary. But this is, I would like to mention, maybe this is quite relevant because our educational system right now is what we call trifocal system of education. We have the higher education, the basic education, and the technical education. I think these three, at this point in time, I mean you're disconnected with each other. Disconnected. My suggestion is that if I can have the opportunity to work with Vice President Duterte, Sara Duterte, I would like to request for an audience with him, sit down, and with her, sit down with her, and iron out things so that may link yung basic education insofar as curriculum development is concerned. Nang sa ganon, walang disintegration, walang detach, at ma-strengthen natin yung tinatawag na ladderized program. Yun lang yung gusto kong sasabihin siguro sa kanya. Dapat close coordination between CHED, DepEd, and TESDA ang kailangan. Thank you.
Doctor, first of all, congratulations. Okay, since you, I'm Sam from our magazine, September PH. Since you mentioned about under BPMSD, the inclusivity and accessibility of the indigenous people to higher education, so I wanted to ask, what services and programs do you currently offer to our IPs?
Okay, first is the integration of IP education into the curricula. This is unprecedented. I believe that this will become a moral booster for IPs to do more in nation building. Because by integrating IP education into the curricula is giving importance to the existence of the indigenous peoples. They themselves, they can learn more about their cultural integrity, their best practices, IKSP for their history, and that it will serve as a moral booster. And for the mainstream society, who will also be enrolled in this program, they will know deeper the significance of the existence of the indigenous peoples. And hopefully, they will appreciate their contribution and that stereotyping against the IPs, marginalization, can be eliminated. coordinated. Now, we have the Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education Act, Republic Act 1091, wherein the higher education is now free for those students enrolled in state universities and colleges. And it talks about accessibility and inclusivity. The law does not provide the manner that guarantees the admission of students coming from the marginalized sector, especially amongst the indigenous peoples. So what I did when the law's IRR was crafted, I introduced the concept of affirmative action program. Now it is integrated in the IRR of the Republic Act 1091, an affirmative action program mandating all HCIs throughout the country to revise their admission policies, giving chance or assuring the inclusion or admission of students coming from marginalized sector to all HCIs in the country. Kasi kung mahirap ka, chances are poor ang educational background. And chances are hindi ka pumapasa or you will not pass the entrance and admission examination, which I call hindrance examination for the poor students. So with the affirmative action program in place, all HCIs are mandated to make their admission policy flexible, socialized, so to speak, just to ensure the admission of students into the university coming from the marginalized sector. So this was the, I think, one of the important initiatives that I have initiated in the higher education. Thank you. Ano pa?
Good morning po, Tony Liwanag ng Pinas Global News. Para kay Sir, ano po yung mga programa ng HWPL ngayong taon? And then, para po kay Dr. ADAMAT, sir, ano yung may tutulong nyo sa HWPL para mas protahan ng kanilang mga programa? Salamat po.
So for HWPL, we have approached in different sectors, particularly sa ating mga lawmakers. So we have been lobbying the passage of the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War. This is a 10 article and 38 clauses document that purposely needs to be submitted to the United Nations. So we need the support of the member states of the UN. That's why we need the support of the Philippines. So this is what we have been doing. And then through this, we are spreading the culture of peace. And one of the strongest foundation is peace education. Because regardless of who you are, you need to study. So if we will translate the language of peace in the hearts of every people, then the best thing to start is with the education. And the best thing of this is we have someone in the higher education sector like Dr. Ronald ADAMAT, because we are an NGO. He is a government official. So we can institutionalize peace in the Philippines. So we have started already from 2019. Now we can say that peace is slowly being developed in the Philippines. In the other countries, their approach is per institution. But in the Philippines, our approach through the help of Commissioner ADAMAT is a nationwide, as a nation. That's why we have like the CHED Memorandum Order number 1 series of 2019 for peace education. Now, technically, the schools, the institution, the educational institution of the Philippines will move as one in doing this, nurturing our incoming peace messengers. So not only that, the practical application of that will be what the Commissioner said, the peace clubs. They will practice what they learn in the form of activities. Therefore, we are expecting in the near future, in the few months, there will be products, outstanding products of peace in the Philippines. What Commissioner ADAMAT mentioned is a song, a poet, a dance, film, or everything that will come out from the Philippines, which will eventually inspire the other countries as well. But first in the Philippines. We also have interfaith dialogue, ecumenical dialogue for religious leaders. We have capacity building for youth and women. So all these things, as a private organization, our advantage is we have people at our back. I mean in front, we are at the back, who are doing this together with us, like the state colleges and universities, the Commissioner on Higher Education, among others. So that's all for my Commissioner.
Thank you. Ako, hindi, ikaw ba'y nagtanong kanina? Siya. May sasagutin ko lang sandali. In short, HWPL, CHED, and VIP, my peace organization, are partners. So we support each other. Kung ano yung activity ng HWPL, sinusuportahan ng VIP at saka ng CHED, especially through education. Lahat ng mga peace initiatives, nagsusuportahan kami. Like for example, you can just access my YouTube channel. Maybe you can subscribe. Makikita niyo doon yung mga song compositions ko. One of the most popular song composition I have is on peace, entitled "We Are One." That is a song now translated into different languages throughout the world. So, access, kanina parang pinatugtog. Yan ay team song ng VIP at inadapt din ng HWPL as its team song. So, we complement each other. Basically, yun ang ginagawa namin sa Pilipinas. Thank you.
Sir, follow-up lang po. Sir, doon sa gaganaping Religious Peace Youth Camp 2022, bigyan niyo naman po kami ng konting info. Ano po? Face-to-face or meron namin oso pa rin? Thank you po.
Okay, so yung Religious Peace Youth Camp is an initiative of HWPL under the Interfaith Affairs. So, currently, yung mga leaders kasi yung nagkakaroon ng interfaith dialogue. But we want to put it down dun sa kanilang mga subordinates, which is yung mga youth na magiging combine naman dito sa ating mga programa para sa mga kabataan. So basically, they will talk about their faith background. Because what is happening now, ito rin yung nagkukos ng division. So, just like the concept of IP education, because of less information, nagkakaroon ng discrimination. And because they are, most of the time, nagkakaroon ng misinformation, kaya nagkukos ito ng conflict. So it's better from the young age, from the youth leaders in the respective faith background, ay magkaroon din ng proper knowledge and magandang dialogue platform para po. So yun lang po yan. Maraming salamat.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think we have time for about 2 or 3 questions.
Doctor, good morning ulit. Congratulations. Sir, bilang commissioner po kayo ngayon, at the same time, sa pong katutubo, bilang THERRY tribe. Kung sakasakali po kayo ibibigyan ng pagkakataon na ma-reappoint, kasi content ministro yata kayo, ay hindi po. Kasi po yung mga katutubo, parang kawawa talaga, di ba? So, sana marinig ito ng mga congressman at senador na sana magkaroon tayo ng exclusive na mga paaralan o universidad para sa mga katutubo. Kasi parang namin sila parang kung nandun sila sa UP o mga universities, parang na-out-of-place pa, parang nahihiya sa mo. So kung mayroon silang sarili na university para sa mga katutubo, di po ba mas maganda yun? Salamat po.
Thank you very much. First of all, hindi kami to, as commissioner, hindi kami to contemptors. May term kami. But kung gusto siguro ako ilipat somewhere or anything, I'm more than willing. So as to the establishment of universities, basically mayroon na kaming ginawang initiative sa CHED. CHED has approved the creation of tribal state universities. We can do that now. We just need the support of the government. Although I don't entirely agree na kailangan separate talaga sila dahil ayaw ko naman yung tuloy-tuloy ang isolation. Kung mayroong tribal state university, pwede rin mag-enroll yung mga mainstream students, hindi lang yung ano. But there's needs. May needs only on tribal education. So dapat yun ang gagawin natin para nang sa ganon, yung harmony, connection between mainstream students and IT will also be there. Ayaw ko naman yung tuloy-tuloy lang silang ma-isolate. Basically, we cannot deny the existence of modern technology. So, while we protect and promote our cultural integrity, we also allow ourselves to be trained using the modern technology to become competitive, not only locally but internationally.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Adamat. Do we have any more questions from the press? We do.
May last question po kay Sir John Garces. Sir John, sa dinamay-dami po ng mga Pilipino, we are almost 120 million yata, ano? So, sa dami ng mga Pilipino, bakit si Commissioner Ronald Adamat ang napili? Any idea na bigyan ng nitong napakagandang award?
Why? I think all throughout the event, it was mentioned why. He has been doing all these things. But basically, it pinpoints to one word, which is non-violent peace. Na ito yung nakita, just for clarification, HWPL is just tapped by the foundation to co-host this event. But the one who gave the award to Commissioner Adamat is the MAHATMA GANDHI Foundation. And then our chairman, Mr. Chairman Manhili, he was an awardee as well. And as an awardee, he can nominate. So, because of Dr. Ronald Adamat's contribution to peace, not only for HWPL, but to peace, in the name of peace, in the name of non-violence, he deserves to be nominated as for the Mahatma Gandhi Award. So, the final decision would be on the foundation. And then, just like what I've said, among the 258 na nominees all throughout the world, I think na-highlight po natin na mabuti kung ano po yung mga naging achievements natin dito sa Philippines through Commissioner Adamat. Because we were the ones, and I also asked Commissioner Adamat to submit what we have accomplished, what we have done. And then they deliberated, and then, yeah, we have this today. Yeah, okay, so long.
Thank you so much, Mr. Garces. Do we take one more question? Last na last? One last.
Morning po. Gusto ko lang pong, good morning to all the panelists. Gusto ko lang malaman ano po expectation natin dito sa darating na discussion. I'm sorry to say, balik-balik, paulit-ulit, ganito pa rin ang naranasan, lalo na po ng mga katutubo. Marami pa rin katutubo sa katemba problema. Sa bawat Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, hindi po biro ang problema. Ano ang solusyon gagawin ninyo sa pagpasok ng bagong administrasyon? Mr. Ronald.
Tulad ng naibanggit ko kanina, foremost is that we have to implement the 10-point agenda for higher education. Kasi walang substitute sa edukasyon. That's our only way forward to education. Relevant education, so to speak. Tapos, pangalawa, in line with the national unity campaign or platform of the Marcos administration, maybe the first step na dapat gawin niya, yun din ang aking panawagan, ay mag-proclaim siya ng National Peace Day. First time mangyari sa Pilipinas yan. Kasi hindi natin ma-achieve yung national unity and giving it to people through a silver platter. Dapat may proseso tayo upang ma-achieve yan. At first step is to declare National Peace Day, Truce Day or Day of Humility. Then we'll take a lot of peace building and healing in the process. So we are giving substance to that by having a concept paper entitled Peace Builds One Nation, One Future. So kung may adapt ng Marcos administration ito, baka magandang mangyari. For the IPs, indigenous peoples, talagang totoo yung sinasabi niyo. Hanggang ngayon, nandyan na yung IPRA, NCIP, marami pa rin mahirap. For the part of education, the higher education, at kahit sa DepEd, mayroon silang tinatawag na IPED. IPED, yung integrated sa basic education, yung IP education. Now, in the higher education, mayroon tayong integration ng IP education into the higher Then, for NCIP to prosper, I should know this because I'm one of the principal authors of IPRA and once also a commissioner of NCIP. Ang pinaka-problema ng NCIP ay political will. Nandyan ang batas na magaganda, which is the, which I call the Bible of the protection of the rights of IPs. But the trouble is, because of lack of political will, hindi pa rin nasiservisyohan yung mga IPs according to the mandate of the law. Number one is, mayroon tayong tinatawag na IP development plan. Kasi ang mandate ng NCIP is to delineate and issue ancestral domain title, ancestral land title, yung dalawa na yan. More than 6 million out of the almost 30 million hectares of the entire Philippines have been converted into ancestral domain titles or ancestral domain lands. Pero nakatiwang-wang yan dahil walang political will na i-develop. No money to develop this ancestral domain. Kaya nangyayari, ang mga IPs throughout the country, they are forced to partner with investors. They are forced to partner with investors. And in the process, yung investor, siyempre mayroong, may vested interest yun. So ang nangyayari, na-marginalize sila, ginagamit lang sila, etc. etc. But with government will infuse capitals or resources for the development of the ancestral domain of the indigenous peoples, there is no reason the IPs will continue to be marginalized. So, my initiative now is the establishment of the United Nation of Indigenous Peoples para ma-empower yung mga IPs kung if they are considered or recognized as nation by tribes. Like in the case, for example, of Canada and the US, they call themselves First Nation. and the government is constrained to negotiate with them. So I think if we can do that in the Philippines, then the IPs will be empowered politically, economically, spiritually, and even socially.
Pagbago lamang ako, no? Sorry, alam kong backpusin tayo ng oras. Talking of ancestral domain, how come NCIP issue the title, then those titles hindi in order hanggang sa dumating pa sa Supreme Court? Anong gagawin ninyo sa problema na yan? Marami po yan. Yung pong NCIP title, di ba nag-issue doon sa mga ancestral domain? Ano ang nangyari? Bakit hanggang ngayon hindi ito ino-honor?
No. Almost all of these have been honored. They were honored. Some maybe, some vested interest maybe question the issuance of the title. And according to the infra law, if there's any question of whatever NCIP, if there's a question as to the act of NCIP, it can be elevated to the Court of Appeals, depending question for the Court of Appeals. Pero natural talaga yon. Hindi natin, we cannot really perfect. Land is a very ticklish issue. Issues on land is very, very ticklish. Ancestral domain kasi how many hectares ang coverage niyan, then there are existing land titles within, but the law respects vested rights. So kung ano may naunang nagtutulahan dyan, kahit sa loob ng ancestral domain, kinikilala pa rin ang ancestral domain. Kinikilala pa rin ng batas yun. Thank you po.
First, congratulations, sir. And we will praise the Lord our God for this special peace award event. Ay kasabihan, kung wala ang Diyos, wala rin tayo dito. My first question, sir, I think this will be addressed to the HWPL. How is your relationship to the World Peace Unification Movement, a UN recognized peace body, and their projects is the World Peace Academy, World Peace Organization. Way back I met this organization way back 1990 when I was one of the pioneering volunteer youth missionary for about 6 months, preparing for the coming Seoul Olympic World Culture and Sports Festival. Then my second question, I think to Sir Commissioner, Damat. Susugan ko lang po yung earlier question ni Sir Gani Oro. Binago yung history. So, paano po natin itama uli sa mga estudyante yung tamang history na binago ng 30 years na nailagay pa nila sa libro, pero kaya hindi na niniwala mga kabataan dahil nakita nila wala talagang sapat na patayan or mga evidences, kundi galing lang sa press releases propaganda. My second question, sir. Pwede ba, sir, na ibalik natin, sir, sa SUVs, no? State Universities and Colleges, na full scholarship yung mga indigents natin dati, yung mga cultural minorities natin, from elementary to college. So sa college, sir, final stage, problema. I mean, kapag sinabing full scholarship, meron, sir, sila free food and clothing allowance, kasama po ferry. Inabutan yan, sir, no? Way back sa English, sir. Inabutan yan, sir. Then pangalawa, sir, yung premier state university natin, University of the Philippines. Sa ngayon, sir, dati, sir, full nasa poverty line, o sabi na, pura sa mga mahihirap na matatalino natin, nakabataan yan, full scholarship sila noon, kaya quality lahat ng products ng UP ng araw. Eh ngayon na nangyari, sir, binasok, sir, ng mga mahihiyaman. Eh ngayon, ang percentage lang, sir, ng mga mahihirap na yung full scholar na dyan, wala pa, sir, sa 20% na. Sa So, bilang nasa Education Commissioner, sir, paano sir natin maiayos lang, sir? Maibalik, sir, sa dating glory ng ating education, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. Speaking of indigenous peoples, napakaganda yung suggestion mo. Kung pwede, scholar yung mga IP from grade 1 up to college. Pero baka mahirap naman yun dahil kawawa naman yung mga ibang mahihirap din na estudyante. So siguro pag-isipan natin maayos yan dahil hindi man lang IP ang mahirap, marami pa rin mahirap na iba. Scholarship, yes, pwede siguro kasi nasimula na ni President Marcos Sr. noon, mayroong CNI scholarship at kung at COCOFED, ako nga yung isang beneficiary dyan at marami pang ibang nagiging siguro ibalik yun, mas maganda during the Bongbong Marcos administration. Yung UP, I agree with you, UP is supposed to be intended for the mahirap na mga scholars na mga bata, pero marami na ngayon ang mga mayayaman dyan. Precisely because yung admission examination, mayroon tayong OPCAT. Karamihan ng mayayaman, ang background nila, educational background, magaganda. So, they can easily pass their OPCAT. But now, I learned that UP has amended their admission policy. Nagkaroon sila ng tinatawag na socialized admission. At mayroon din tayong na-integrate sa IRR ng 10931 yung affirmative action program. So, may chance na rin yung mga mahirap na maka-enroll sa UP.
Just to answer yung tanong for HWPL, there's no relationship at all, but we hope to be engaged with them someday. Thank you.
Sir, isang huli na lang. Chamber po from Radio Pilipinas. Sir, tanong ko lang, incoming National Security Advisor Clarita Carlos said na dapat itigil na yung mga peace talks, specifically sa CPP and PA. Bilang nagsusulong din mo ng kapayapaan, sa tingin mo ba, tama lang yung ganitong klase ng pananaw coming from coming National Security Advisor?
That is her opinion. My opinion is that I think there is no substitute of to talk, to negotiate, to continue to negotiate with these people. But we have to make a very clear parameters and talking points in the process. Kasi kung walang parameters, walang guidelines, walang talking points, walang katapusan yan. So, usually government should talk with rebel groups like this from the interests of government. Dapat klaruhin ng gobyerno yung bottom lines niya, yung interest niya, at yung kung ano yung kaya niyang ibigay sa grupo. Pero government should be firm in its decision. Kung hindi kayang ibigay, then hindi dapat pagbigyan. Dapat frame. Pero to continue to talk with each other, I think I have to support that. There is no other way. We have to support. Otherwise, we resort to war. And we cannot afford to resort to war. Because nobody will end up victorious in any war. Kahit na panalo yung gobyerno, marami pa rin mamamatay, maraming mamamatay sa kabila. So wala pa rin. Non-violent peace is the way forward. Thank you.
Total po, napag-uusapan na po dito natin yung buhay. Pwede pa bang malaman natin yung tungkol po sa ginawa po ninyong pelikula? Katulad ng The Blood Brothers.
Yeah, thank you. By the way, di ba mayroon pa tayong draw lots? Mayroon. Kasi I have I have 3 books. Published books. Mayroong In the Eyes of the Sun, The Indigenous People's Last Frontier, and its second edition, The Blood Brothers. Ito yung tinutumbok ni Bernard. Mayroong movie adaptation carrying the same title. Siguro baka towards the end of the year mapapalabas na. This movie is directed by Cesar Montano with Alan Paule and Victor Neri and myself. Playing the major roles. So, this is a true-to-life story. Napakaganda. It's educational, it's historical, and has something to do with integration of peace education and IP education into the curriculum. So, necessarily, all students must watch this movie. Kasi napakadami ng untold stories. Not only that, mayroon pa akong isang movie which can be an entry to the Metro Manila Film Fest. Entitled The Blind Soldiers. This is the story of my father. My father was just grade 2 and was able to make it to the USAPE in 1942. You can imagine, 5 silang magpipinsan, magkamag-anak, magkapatid pa yung father was magkapatid sila, at yung mga 3 nilang kaibigan. Walang pinag-aralan, na-recruit sila sa USAPE, nakipag-gera sila sa mga Japanese in Mindanao, particularly in Malay-Malay, Bukidnon. So, please watch the movie. I'm the main actor, along with Long Mejia, Sulaiman Cruz, Gary Lim, and mayroon pa isa, nalimutan ko. And we're also planning this movie to be an entry to International Film Festival. Wow! Sana magugustuhan nyo. It's also educational and has something to do with peace. So please watch out for these 2 movies, Blood Brothers, The Blind Soldiers, as well as my books. I hope you can patronize them. Ngayon siguro may konting palaro. Yes.
Meron na bang teaser niya sa YouTube?
Yung The Blood Brothers, mayroong sa YouTube, may teaser, may, ano bang tawag yan? May trailer. Yung The Blind Soldiers, mayroon konti siguro, pero hindi ko alam alin ang mauna dito sa dalawa. Basta abangan ninyo yung dalawang movie. Napakaganda ang mga movie. Wow. Thank you.
This is our final answer, last question.
Last question.
No, sandali po. On behalf of the NGAYON Corporate Club po.
Sandali lang. Akala ko ang tanong mo, gutom na ba kayo?
Dok, ang DNG na Corporate Club po, group po namin yon. Tapos si Jimmy Mendoza ng DCR, kasi busy sa kanyang pinatatanong po namin dito. Siya po ang motor ng tanong ito. Paano po na mapipigilan yung mga katutubo na nire-recruit ng mga NPA? Ano pong ginagawa o gagawin hakbang po? Thank you po.
Tulad ng naibanggit ko kanina, nandyan ang books are concerned that's published by CNE Publishing. I think their office is just across. You can grab a copy. And as far as the 104 inspiring quotes to live by, rest assured that the words of wisdom in the book will either make you inspired, will make you smile, inspire, or perspire. It depends on how you will absorb the different words of wisdom in the book. Thank you very much.
Thank you, thank you.